Welcome to World's Newsroom, where we go over all of the interviews that came out today after day 2 of Swiss Stage World Championship 2025. Let's just get right into it. Normally, I just say the highlights. Again, all the descriptions, all the links will be in the description below. We start off with this is a tweet from the Chinese broadcast where Knight says like one of the most outlandish things. By the way, follow Linda Pro League. She does post a bunch of stuff, like interview highlights and stuff like that. But he basically says like, give us any LCK team. That is some confidence for a team that lost to 100 Thieves, one of the like considered worst teams. But yeah, give us any whatever LCK team you can. G1, 10, Gen G, T1, anything is fine. That is some confidence. Honestly, I like it. The next one we have here is from Esports Insider. I think Cecilia does this one. It's a pretty good read. It's not too long, so you can definitely read it. He talks actually about how like he always knew that CFO were a great team. Like sort of his thoughts about the games and whatnot. And my main highlight is the amount of sacrifice and sort of relating the sacrifice of the world's music theme song to the amount of sacrifice that he has done. I really like Cecilia's work. She does try to tie in a lot of things like the themes from Worlds. So I would definitely give this a read. It's everything that I'm about to show you today is free. There's nothing behind a paywall. Some of them are in Korean, but most of them are in Korean, including this next one with on the LCK YouTube channel. There is a auto dubbed feature. I would not recommend it. I was listening to it. It was like automatically turned on, and it was like so bad. Not for this one specifically, but for another one, it was really bad. But my highlight for this interview was Jisun asks him about, you know how like you can lane swap and you can send your AD carry top. It's like this new iteration of like AD carry versus top laner in the top lane and then top support. Yeah, apparently, according to her, it's called a Viper swap. Apparently, according in the West, we call it a Viper swap. I've never heard this. Maybe I missed it, but like I watch all League of Legends basically, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just yeah, I don't know. Apparently, I missed it, but I mean, he didn't know it was called a Viper swap either. So, is it actually called a Viper swap? Is this something that's like maybe still new, and that's why I haven't heard of it? Like, let me know because yeah, I was very surprised about hearing that. Next, we have Cookie News with G2 Dylan Falco. This is funny. Just before we get into the interview, I was reading the highlight, and I was like, Raburopu, and I was like, what Ragnarok? Like, what are they saying? I have no idea what is this? And I'm like, oh wait a minute, it's Labrov. It's funny sometimes when you write the names of the players in Korean. I legitimately had like no idea. But yeah, he says like he's a fan of Carrier's Bard. Labrov says that he's a fan of Carrier's Bard. And my highlight was that like uh Dylan Falco was saying that they thought the Bard was good into Alistar and Caitlyn. And I'm like, wait, and Caitlyn? I thought Bard was good into immobile carries like Ashe and Jin, not necessarily Caitlyn with her E. But hey, I learned something new, so that's definitely check it out. There's a auto translate feature. I'm not sure how good it is. I'm not even sure if it'll translate Labrov. We'll see. Next one, there's a FlyQuest Bwipo interview that's done with Fomos. So he speaks in English. So the questions are in English. Obviously, there's Korean subtitle, or they translate in Korean if I'm not mistaken. So you can watch that. Bwipo, I have a few highlights. Today, he actually thought he didn't play that well. He thought he played impatient, and that caused a lot of mistakes. But his team kind of made up for those mistakes. And that he wasn't actually excited to play against VKS because of how he played against T1. He felt like his strategy, his preparation coming into T1, coming to play against Doron with his pick wasn't that great. I'm not going to go into all the details. I want you to watch that interview. It's actually a pretty good interview. And again, like he speaks in English, so you can understand it if you don't speak Korean. And of course, he talks about being removed from the world's music video. Like it's pretty good. It's Bwipo. Bwipo likes to talk. Next we have eSport. Oh, there we go. Esports Focus. Now she did like 5 or 6 interviews today. The first one I'm going to go over 4 of them. So Sun Unsor, like the interviewer, she talks to Driver about like facing T1. And my highlight was how they've been like how CFO has been eyeing this rematch. They like want to play T1 because they felt like they could have beat T1 at MSI, and like he's happy that they got to play them and got to beat them today. So I thought that was pretty cool. The next one is with Quid. In this one, she asked a lot of questions about like what he felt was the problem with like today why they lost. Like, she asked about the draft, and he was like, "No, I don't think it was the draft. Maybe it was more of like laning and stuff like that." She asked like what he feels playing two different LPL teams and like the differences in performance between yesterday and today. She has a lot of good questions. You should like watch it. This one is in Korean. I think all yeah, they're all in Korean. She does speak English. I'm pretty sure I've heard her speak English before. But yeah, the next one is with Hanwha Life Delight. I'm jealous. God damn it. About just like today's game, how they improved from yesterday, why they picked Blue Side specifically today. Just a bunch of really good questions overall. Definitely worth a check out. One more from her with BDD. Now, I have a BDD interview tomorrow, so I am not jealous. But she asked him, like, my highlight at least is his form, like how he feels like he's playing. And he said, like, yeah, I don't think I'm at 100%, but I'm not playing bad either. Which, like, for me, when I heard that, I was like, how much better can you play if you're at 100%? So yeah, I thought that was pretty surprising. And then, as always, I'm gonna do the Swiss stage. Now there are only 2 games going to tomorrow, so they're gonna be best of 3. I am very. I'll start off with the easy one first. Top Esports versus KT should be pretty easy, right? I think top esports are heavily favored in this matchup. Um, I just think that one Kanavi, like what Kanavi said. I mentioned this in yesterday's recap. Kanavi had basically said like, I think we can win this whole tournament, and Home was like, I don't know if we can win or not, but the meta really suits us. The jungle is OP right now, and Kanavi is really good at jungle, so we feel we have some confidence that we can actually win. And I think like while Cuz is a great player, right? I just think Kanavi is probably like maybe third or fourth. Like he's really close to being the best jungler. And I think there's like a tie up top of like really close junglers. I think Tarzan and what's it called? Like Canyon and Kanavi and Oner are like kind of the S plus tier. Maybe Peanut depending on how he plays. But I think the gap is really like they're playing Kanavi's playing really well. And so it's like hard for me to see a world in which Kanavi doesn't carry. Just based on like how he's been playing, like that Trundle game, like just in general, he plays really well. The one that I think is actually going to be closer than I expected is the AL versus CFO. First of all, CFO is 2-0. That's amazing. They beat T1. That's cool to see that like these LCK and LPL teams. It's not just those 2 regions that can compete. Specifically for this one, I actually think maybe AL will win. But I don't think it's going to be easy. I think Tarzan is really good, like I said. But I think Junjia is like maybe not S plus tier, but he's like S tier. He's right underneath there. He can definitely play. He can have a good series and he can match them. So I'm excited to see Junjia play against Tarzan. I'm excited for the CFO roster who's playing. Oh, first of all, it's a best of 3, so maybe they swap in their top laner. There's just a lot of excitement for the next 2 best of 3s. Winner, gets to chill. Normally the people who win 3-0 don't make it very far, but I think these 2 teams are going to be bloody. They're going to be exciting. And yeah, I'm going to give it to AL just because I think they're firing on all cylinders. So that's my predictions.